demonstrate the deployment of shared infrastructure applications Jenkins and SonarQube on K3s cluster provisioned by Ranker Desktop. So I have already provisioned the cluster using Ranker Desktop. So let's see, this is the main dashboard of the Ranker Desktop, and I have also already deployed the Jenkins and SonarQube on the K3s cluster. So let's see first how I have deployed Jenkins and SonarQube. So first I have to set this parameter, kernel parameter vm.max map count to 262.144. So whenever you run Elasticsearch in a containerized environment, this parameter should at least have this value. And the issue with the VM provisioned by Ranker Desktop is that this value is not set. So I have to set this using the using this command. So I basically use the busybox container in the privileged mode to run this command on the virtual machine, and you can SSH into the virtual machine of Ranker Desktop using rdctl command line tool, and this is the command rdctl shell, and see once this see whether this parameter has been set or not. This rdctl CLI is available when you provision the virtual machine using Docker Desktop. Using the Ranker Desktop. Okay, so now how I deployed the Jenkins. So first I created the namespace using kubectl command, Jenkins workers, where the worker pods will be executed. Then I used the Helm command to deploy the Helm release nb-jenkins using the Jenkins Helm chart. For SonarQube I did similar approach, so Helm command with the Helm chart SonarQube, and deployed the release nb-SonarQube. So this is how I deployed it, so once these deployment are in place, you can check in the Ranker Desktop. So in the main dashboard you can also see the containers which are running in the cluster. So you will see these are all the containers which are displayed here. So as stated earlier as well, that for the containers there is currently no inbuilt functionality to see the logs with the Ranker Desktop. So you need to enable the extension Logs Explorer. So I'm going to use that extension, and when you see this, you will see the logs. So you will see, if you select, let's say I'm selecting SonarQube container, which is by the way running in the Kubernetes cluster K3s, you will still see the logs here in the main dashboard using this extension. So SonarQube is operational. Similarly for the Jenkins, this is the Jenkins log, and let me see if I can see the string Jenkins. Okay, I don't see it. It's up. Okay, yeah, Jenkins is fully up and running. So yeah, so this is how you can see the logs from the main dashboard. You can also use the cluster dashboard provided by Ranker Desktop. So this is the cluster dashboard, and in the cluster dashboard I will select the namespace Jenkins and SonarQube. So here I will go to workloads. So let's say you want to see the logs of Jenkins pod, so I will click here in nb Jenkins. Okay, this is a stateful set, and this is the pod. So here I will click here view logs, and as you can see all the logs. I will set this setting to everything. Okay, and I hope here also you can see whether you can filter it or not. Okay, not sure whether this is working, but yeah, I mean you can see the logs here for sure. Something is happening. Yeah, okay, so maybe it's a string value or something, but yeah, so you can filter as well the logs from here, and you can also SSH into the nb Jenkins container. So I will execute the shell. So you can select which container. So there are two containers, config reload and Jenkins. I have executed in nb Jenkins, and you can execute the commands once you are inside the container. Okay, so this is how you can interact with the Kubernetes resources using the Ranker desktop. Yeah, this the Jenkins and SonarQube is up and running. Then what I did is basically I set up the TLS certificates. So I use the self-signed certificates generated using OpenSSL, and this is the command. I will show you the config file. So I use this SAN config file to specify the common name and the SAN alternative names. Similarly for the SonarQube, SonarQube, yeah, this one, okay. Yeah, so this is how I generated the self-signed certificate for Jenkins and SonarQube. Then I created the Kubernetes secrets, TLS secrets, to store the Jenkins certificate and key as well as the SonarQube certificate and key. Then I have the ingress resource to route the traffic to correct Kubernetes service. So let's take a look at the config. So this is the ingress resource for the Jenkins, and I'm using this host. And it is routing the traffic for the Kubernetes service nb-jenkins in namespace ns-jenkins at port 8080. And this and as you know, the traffic ingress controller can be enabled when you provision the K3s cluster from the Ranker desktop. So I'm using the traffic ingress controller. Okay, so this is the ingress resource for Jenkins. Then SonarQube, this is the ingress resource, and this is the host, and the traffic is routed to Kubernetes service nb-SonarQube at port 9000 in namespace ns-SonarQube. Okay, so once the ingress are applied, I just checked whether the DNS entries are in place. So I mean, I already added it, so I'm just showing you that the DNS entries are in place at etc/hosts file. So once that is done, I was able to access the Jenkins and SonarQube. Okay, so now I will log in to the SonarQube with the default credentials. So the default credentials are admin. Then I will reset the default password. Then I will set up the webhooks for the Jenkins. So I will go here, configuration webhooks, create this, callback, Jenkins. The secret, the webhook secret is already in place in the Jenkins cask file, so I'm using the same secret. Then I will create the token for admin user so that to execute the scan. Now this token needs to be saved in the Jenkins credential. So SonarQube scanner token. Okay, now I will create the job to execute the SonarQube scan. Okay, so as you can see, the scan has been executed successfully for the project callback_test. So you can see that project inside the SonarQube UI and see the analysis. Okay, so as you can see, it is quite easy to deploy as well as manage and view the Kubernetes resources using the Ranker desktop.